is happening, ladies and gents? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. As always, my friends, I gotta thank you for your continued support of the Arrington Gavin Show. We are growing each and every day, growing in subscribers, viewerships, listenerships, social media as well. I just appreciate the fact that you take 1 hour of your time just to chop it up with your boy. Here we just have simple conversations, right? Entertaining, but also informative too. Because as you know, I love to talk politics. I love to talk a little bit of everything, as I mentioned, pop culture, sports, conversation that you have at a cookout, conversation that you have in a family gathering, conversations that you have hanging with the homies. That's the kind of conversations I always say. I think, our culture, not just our culture, but our society, we're missing just conversation. We tend to kind of ignore all the other stuff and let's just sit down and let's just talk, man. Let's just talk. Let's cut the TV off. Let's just talk, right? So yeah, again, I appreciate y'all continue to support the program. Look, the Arrington Gavin Show is growing, as I've mentioned before. There's multiple ways you can tune into the program through our YouTube channel at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on the streaming platform of Rumble. And y'all, as I mentioned, we are happily proud to be a part of the GOATverse TV network. That's right, the growing independent Black-owned media network, where you have access to it on the go or in front of your TV screen. GOATverse TV is available on the App Store and the Google Play Store for all you Android users out there, for free, no hidden fees, none of that stuff. And you can also download it through Roku and Amazon Fire. Our audience is growing, and we are so honored to be a part of this amazing network with so many great personalities, from our friends at Bare Naked Truth Podcast, through independent artists, rising artists in the music industries, from documentary films, music videos, you name it. We all are one big happy family, and we give a variety of great content. You have myself, you like the opinionated guy, but look, I try to keep y'all up to speed what goes on within your communities, man, when it comes to philanthropy, hey, your local, state, federal politicians, because we got to keep those folks accountable as well, on all sides of the aisle, because everyone here is welcome. Professional athletes, musicians. Look, I'm so honored because here on today's show, y'all, like all the amazing folks I've mentioned that I've had the opportunity to have conversations with here on this show, I'm honored to have the one and only Mr. Jameel McKanstry. Okay, McKanstry. He is a singer, songwriter, awesome guy. I had the honor of meeting him at a convention over, I want to say, Philadelphia. So for a lot of y'all that know, some of y'all might not know, I am a business owner. Rugged Evolution Incorporated, which oversees a men's grooming line, a trucking company, as well as a media company and a nonprofit. That's what keeps me busy. Besides this program, that's what keeps me busy. And Rugged Evolution Beard Care is a all natural men's grooming line that, hey, is specialized in facial hair, but also body wash, fully soaps, all that great stuff. And that's my baby. And I still will go to vending shows from time to time, because look, I never forget how it started for me as a business owner. I like to always throw in some tips in for all you up and coming business owners, entrepreneurs. Look, when it was time for me to crawl before I walk, I started to attend vending shows, whether they were very small or very large. That was a way for me to promote myself, right? It was a way for me to get my feet wet, a way to build my clientele. And so I never forget, as far as going to vending shows, man. And I always have I'm honored to have a great partnership with the Alphas here in my hometown in the Hampton Roads area. And I have a lot of friends with that are Alphas, and it's funny because I have folks in my family that are Alphas, and they always look at me like, bro, what's up? What's up? Like, let me. It's time. But I've always had the utmost respect for them, and I was at this at a convention and had the opportunity to meet this gentleman, and just real cool dude. First of all, I know it's a great beard because he already had a great beard. I'm like, man, what you doing at this table? But I appreciate this man already had a great beard, and the fact that he blessed our table by supporting Rugged. And I'm like, man, I look, we gotta connect. And I just been following this man on social media. Awesome cat. Like I mentioned, artist. He's an educator. Great voice, by the way. Great voice. He has a new single out called Holy. And when I tell you that this song is so needed, I feel as though in today's era, it's needed to listen to uplifting and not just gospel music, because I'm a Christian of that is my faith that I follow. And when it comes to gospel music, it's nothing like gospel music that really just, hey, you got to kick back. Sometimes even might shed a tear because depending on what you're going through. And so I'm just so excited to have this conversation with Jameel and talk more about about this album and really just his story, because he has an awesome story to share with us here. So I'm very excited to have him on. Also, my friends, do me a quick favor. If you haven't, follow us on our social medias, okay? On social media at The Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, as well as Substack, all right? Those are the social media platforms you can follow us on. And let's see. I've mentioned Goat TV. I mentioned Goat vs. TV, YouTube, Rumble. What am I missing? Oh, duh. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, we're all major podcast platforms, and you can check us out on the radio airways with our partnership with our friends over in the Metro Atlanta area, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. That's right. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, I think that's about it. I think I've said what I had to say. Before we get to our commercial, let me go on and start it off with our fun fact of the day. Now, a fun fact of the day, I usually do this after our first commercial break, but since we have a guest, I want to have as much time as I can with Jameel. Look, on today's fun fact, being that we're talking about, we're going to be talking about, music and artistry within the music industry. I felt like this fun fact would be a fun one for this day. So, did y'all know the one and only Prince once held the top 3 spots on the Billboard Hot 100? It's very true. In 1984, Prince became the first artist to simultaneously have the #1 album Purple Rain, all right, remember Purple Rain, had the #1 single in When Doves Cry, and had the #1 movie Purple Rain. I mean, the rest is history. It's funny because I was talking to a buddy of mine who was he was coming after me because I told him that Kendrick Lamar, it was definitely in my top 3 of best halftimes of all times, right? I ain't say #1, I ain't say #2. I said he number 3, but I said #1 is always going to be Prince. Why? Because the man sung Purple Rain, and you know what happened? It started to rain. How does he control it? Started to rain, y'all, and he had the bonnet on and everything. I'm like, this is so in Prince fashion right here. But yeah, my man Prince was singing out there, singing Purple Rain, and then you know what? It started to rain. I'm like, wow, this is only Prince. But my friends, look, we're gonna head to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, I'm be honored to bring on our good friend, Mr. Jameel McKanstry. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you. You are tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, that's that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing Goatverse TV.
Goatverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we try.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Welcome back. Before I bring on our special guest, look, I do have to shout out again some of our proud supporters. One of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin show, our friends over at Priority Ford. Looking for the best deals on Ford vehicles in Norfolk. At Priority Ford, they make your car buying experience smooth, easy, and exciting. From powerful trucks like the Ford F-150 to versatile SUVs like the Ford Explorer, they've got the perfect ride for your lifestyle. And with Priority for Life, you get complimentary oil changes, state inspections, and more for as long as you own your vehicle. That's right, my friends, as long as you own your vehicle. Plus, they have financing options to fit every budget. So why wait? Visit Priority Ford right now, located on Military Highway in Norfolk, Virginia, or make it easy. Go ahead and visit them online at priorityford.com. Your dream car is waiting. All right, my friends, gotta thank our friends over at Priority Ford. James Church and his amazing team out there will get you on hooked up. Look, as I mentioned before, I am new to the Ford family, and they have been treating me superb. So we want to shout them out as well for their continuing support and just great customer service. Look, as I mentioned earlier, my friends, I'm excited because I have a special guest on today's episode. This is episode 289, by the way. Mr. Jameel McKanstry. He is a singer, songwriter, educator, and author. And you know what? He has a new single out called Holy. That's right. He has a new single out called Holy. So very excited to get him on to talk more about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on the man of the hour, Mr. Jameel McKanstry. How you doing, my friend?
What's going on, brother? Good to see you. How you doing?
Man, I am doing awesome. First of all, the beard is fresh, sir. I gotta just hit. Look, you're using a great product. That's all I got to say. Yeah, look, you're using a great product. That thing looking soft there, boy.
Listen, I appreciate it. I had to do a little refresh before I came on real quick.
Man, no, I appreciate you, man. And again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come here on the pod, man. Been looking forward to this conversation. Look, you have a lot of titles. When I first had the opportunity to meet you, man, you can always sense someone's presence just by their vibes, right? I mean, just great vibes, very humble. Again, thank you so much for supporting, my small business, because I always say everybody that will invest in me, I truly appreciate it, because it's about keeping everybody uplifted, right? Keeping the that black dollar within the community, but also knowing that, hey, we win in numbers. We got to keep that momentum going. So I just want to personally thank you for your support. But man, look, I was tuning, following you on social media, man. I'm like, oh, this man can't just sing. This joke just sing. Like, this joke got the runs and everything. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I think I could sing in the shower sometimes, but when I actually like reality hit, I'm like, you know what? That maybe I shouldn't. No, I should. Children's choir. I thought that was it. I thought that's all I had to do with children. It didn't. No, I can't I got to stay consistent. But man, look, give us a little bit of a story, man. So originally from the Bama, Alabama. Was it Tuscaloosa?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God! So give us a little about about the upbringing, man.
Sure. So I was born and raised in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I was there until I was 18. And so there, that's really where I started my foundation of music and singing and all that. I started singing and playing the piano when I was like 3 and 4 years old. My mom started teaching me first, and then by the time I was 6, she put me in piano lessons. And my mom worked 5 jobs, so it was a lot.
Wow.
Single parent, for a while, and then she, like I said, she worked 5 jobs, and when she could afford piano lessons, it was only for like 6 months, and then it was like, okay, that's all we can do. So that's really like pretty much my formal training was like piano lessons, and then from there it was like band and like all that kind of stuff developed from there. But yeah, I just kept on playing, man.
So was your mom into music? Was she a musician? Was she a singer? Like, where did the love of music? Because that's a good trait, because for me, as in my younger years, I never took band serious. So for me, it was like an elective in middle school, high school. So I'm like, well, I gotta take this. Let me see what I played around with the trumpet, played around with the sax. didn't think it was cool then. Then the older I get, I'm like, hey, thank God I found the love of my life. But I just feel as though it would have been a quicker process if I would have played her a tune with a sax. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, come on. Like, how do you play the instrument? But yeah, was music, did that run in your family?
Yeah, on both sides.
Wow.
So, she still is a church musician. She's like, she's older now, but she still plays in church every Sunday, plays piano. Her dad played for churches as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad played saxophone. So I really get it from both sides. Get music.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was when you first entered in, say, the world of music, was it love at first sight? Was it like, I ain't really feeling it? Or was it just kind of like a slight growing journey, like build up kind of thing?
It was like I knew this is what I was supposed to do. I remember my first time like asking to sing somewhere. I was 5 years old. And I was entering, it was like, the meeting before, like orientation or whatever it was, before kindergarten. And I was going to Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School in Tuscaloosa. And I asked my principal, I was like, I want to sing. And I asked, I said, can I go on stage and sing? And she was like, you want to sing? I said, sure. Yeah, I want to sing. And I went up and I sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh, out of all the songs, this man gonna say, I just don't want no ordinary. Give me one of the hardest ones to at 5. Wow, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. But that says something, though. I mean, for one, you already had the confidence level. I feel as though, like, for at least for me, the first thing I can always say, anyone that is a performer on stage, you are already a hero to me, because it's how can you not get nervous in front of like so many people? Like, oh my gosh, that's some of my worst. That's why I say I love radio. I love being behind the mic in my little corner, right? One-on-one conversations. But it's been a growing process to say, okay, let's get comfortable talking in front of crowds, things like that. So at 5 years old, that man said, nah, I think I got this. By the way, hit Over the Rainbow. Wow. And why Over the Rainbow? Just out of curiosity.
I have no idea. I don't remember why that was the song. I just remember that was the song.
That is hilarious. So okay, so fast forward to that, you already, you had that's where it started for you. So then I'm assuming were you involved in like music in the church or in school from what, elementary, middle school, church choir?
But all of that. So church choir, I went to a small church in Alabama, New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church.
Oh Lord, that's a church right there. That's a
wooden floors. It could seat about 150. Right?
Some of the musicians was in the audience, right? You had the late tambourine.
That's it.
Look, I was from the same Baptist church.
And so we always did hymns and line hymns and always congregational singing. And everybody would just find their note. Some people could sing, some people couldn't, but we all did it together. And so I started in choir there and in school. In middle school, I started in band, and so this has really been a music thing from then and then. Yeah.
Wow. And it's something about it's funny because I was telling my wife, because we come from two different I'll say church styles, right? So I was raised in like I'll say old school Baptist church. Now, the older I gotten, and from like maybe middle school to high school, it led me to more non-denominational, multicultural, which is kind of, I would say, almost sort of a common theme that you see in church now. You still have old school Kojic, right? You still have Church of God in Christ. You still got the old school, but they still exist. But as far as when folks are getting involved or saying, okay, look, let me return back to the church, more non-denominational, and so like my different two different kind of themes, because I know she's a member of Elevation Church, her and her family. And so Elevation, which has a great worship team, but again, still like mixture and non-denominational. And so for me, I'm like, it's just nothing like an old school Baptist and hymns. It's just those hymns are timeless, in my opinion. I mean, great is thy faithfulness. Oh man, how great is thou art. I mean, it is so I'm trying to think of groups. I mean, well, obviously the Clark sisters for one. We went to the reunion tour not too long ago, and I mean, just some of the older songs. I'm like, it's nothing like, because it is different for me. I've always said I learn a lot through the music in gospel music, because if I might not memorize a lot of verses, with the help of songs and old hymns, it's like they're pulling scripture and making it into a song.
Yeah.
And so that's how I've always just said, man, hymns will never just they will never go outdated, man. I mean, and it could be somebody that's not even a part of the Christian faith. It hits different. It gets everybody emotional in their feelings. And I honestly, man, hearing your single Holy, that's where it's like, okay, this is really like taking me back. What, man, when it comes to music for you, when it comes to like gospel music, what is some like one of the biggest things you want folks to what's your biggest mission? I think I want to say, what's the mission that you're trying to promote through your music?
So for me, I think that my main thing is I want people to feel what I feel. And so wherever I am in the space, like where I'm creating the music, I want it to be like a timestamp, like a capsule where, it's like Jameel was here in this moment, and this is what I was feeling. And so if people can, feel that, then I think that I've done the job.
I love it, man. Hold on to that. I want to okay, so go back. So you were involved in music throughout your through elementary school, middle school. Fast forward, you become a Seminoles. Shout out to Florida State. I'm a Florida State fan. Look, man, that man got to see that. That's a true Florida fan right there. I've always been a Seminoles fan, as far as college football wise and stuff. But so how for one, you majored in music. What was the career path from there? Because I know obviously for a lot of college students, when they enter into school, they're like, okay, is this going to be the one? Do I need to, I'm trying to find my path. Did you already know prior to entering into college, you already knew, hey, look, music's going to be the field that I want to pursue as a career? Was that always something for you, or was that kind of a little later on?
Yeah. So I knew it was music for me, and I knew it was music, like education. I knew I wanted to be a teacher. I started teaching like vocal parts and different things like that at 11 and 12 years old to my church choir. I was ministering music by the time I was 16. And so I was running the things, right?
Wow.
And so even like in high school, like when my choir teacher was out, like they had a sub in the room, but I would teach the class.
That is hilarious, man. I wish that, look, imagine if they had NILs for that. Starting while you're young. This man's like, I'm already getting paid now.
Can you imagine? Right. So yeah, it was that for me. So first I have to shout out my parents, like my stepfather, may he continue to rest in peace. And my mom, they drove me to these auditions, for my vocal auditions. I had three major auditions at the University of Kentucky. They drove me there.
Wow.
They drove me to Tallahassee, Florida for that audition, so, shout out to my parents, man. And it really just, showed how much they believed in me to drive all these hours. I probably spent maybe 20 minutes in the room to audition.
But you know what? You hit it right on the head when you said you had parents that believed in your gift, right? They never said that, hey, look, nah, this ain't gonna pay the bills. This ain't going, because look, the music industry is not easy for everybody, right? It's not an easy field. They were like, no, you got a gift, you pursue it. We gonna drive it. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the parents like yours, man, because believing in your dream, and like myself, I was very fortunate and blessed to have great parents to provide great guidance for me, and in my future, if I had an idea, if I had to say, look, this is what I want to pursue, they always stood behind me, and that is really awesome. So what was the takeaways from those auditions? Were you full on confidence? Were they nervous at some points? Was it like, oh man, was it a learning experience all around?
So my I didn't have like a private vocal teacher. This was like my regular public school, high school teacher, my choir teacher. She stayed with me after school, and she taught me how to sing in Italian, how to sing in German, how to sing in French, and made sure I was ready for these auditions.
Oh.
Her name was Janie Wallace. Ms. Wallace, she stayed after me. Like I said, make sure I was ready, and I was. And so I got a full ride to University of Kentucky, and then I got a partial, almost full ride to Florida State, but I didn't get a full ride to Florida State. But I ended up choosing Florida State because the vibe was what I needed. It was
that man said the vibe. Let me tell you something. That man went to Florida and said, "Let me tell you something, lady." Well, he's saying the vibe was the man.
Diverse. It was diverse, man. It was,
Sure, look, I know, because okay, so. Oh yeah. Because I had some friends. I had some friends out in that went to Florida State, Florida A&M. Where else? Oh my goodness! Shout out to the Rattlers. It was definitely a good vibe. In the words of Jameel, it was a good vibe, y'all. It was a good vibe. So I can tell why. But no, man, that's awesome. That is awesome. So you then went on to earn to earn a higher education, not at the same school, man. You went all the way to New York City, man. What made you want to pursue that higher education piece in that school as well, too? Because let's be honest, New York University, that is a very, very huge, that's a big deal, man. That is awesome.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. So I was in Tallahassee. I was working at FAMU. I was the music director for the Essential Theater at FAMU.
That's awesome.
I had been teaching for a minute. I was probably teaching 3 years. I was also at Minister of Music at New Mount Zion Church in Tallahassee, and I had a theater class that I was teaching. So I was like, I want to learn more about teaching theater. So is there a program I can do over the summer to do that? And so I was married. We got married. We had a 1-year-old at the time, and so I was like, well, let me, go up for this. There was a summer program. I got accepted to NYU for the summer program. I was supposed to go for 3 summers. And then I was thinking oh, that will be, maybe after that I'll move to New York. I came up here for the first summer, and I had to be away from my family for 6 weeks. And I was like, you know what? I love New York. Summer, my wife, her family is from up here. So it was like, your family's here. Why don't we just move up here? Let's see what the options are. And one of my professors was like, we can help you with funding, and the rest is history.
First of all, I have to agree with you. So New York, so I have majority of my family, all on my mother's side, are New Yorkers. They're from the city. It's my second home. I love New York. Everybody else says, oh my goodness, I can't do the business. I'm like, it's to me, I love the concrete jungles. I love the fact that it's very, very diverse. You literally will turn in one corner, you're in a whole new country, because you have Little Italy, you have Chinatown, you have Spanish Harlem, you have so many boroughs, so many. I've always loved New York, especially when it comes to of the arts, because I love Broadway plays. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but I also love seeing a good Broadway drama play. I was beating myself in the head because I found out that Denzel's actually on Broadway for a play. I think Macbeth, if I'm not mistaken. Othello. Yeah. Man, I was like, I'm like, it's
making history. Might we add?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's Denzel. I almost had a whole show just a tribute to Denzel, how great and versatile actor he is, because I was calling out one of my buddies for he's a political commentator. He's been on CNN Newsnight with Abby Phillips for quite some time, and he had said on live television, he's like, I don't see all the hype with Gladiators 2, and I was about to slap the TV. I was hot about that. But look, this is about you, Jameel. See, you get y'all. I'm getting back in that mode. But no, man, I love New York. So you went to New York, pursue higher education, man. And then from there, and you said you moved to New York. How long did you live in New York?
So I'm
sorry, you're still in New York. I apologize. You're still in the city. Okay.
10 years.
10 years. That is awesome. That's awesome. I love it. It keeps getting better and better over there, man. What was some of the, I guess, I don't know, because I've always said for folks that have lived in New York, they still haven't encountered all the great features of New York, because it's so big. What were some of the highlights that you when you first got to New York? What were some of the things that you attended while you were there, or at least hope to attend?
I mean, anything at MSG, like it would be great. I love Broadway. I'm a theater person too, so I love Broadway. Seeing the shows, and just really like people call it the busyness, but like it's like an energy here, and I could feel it. I could feel it when I step off the plane. Like,
Yes.
something is different here. You know, and you know, so yeah, it's that.
And we ain't just talking about the food in every street corner, by the way, because let me tell you something. You can find a Cisco Bob at every street corner. Okay, I mean, like I said, it's the city that never sleeps. Like you mentioned, the vibe is there. You are open to be whoever you want to. It's no distraction. Like I said, when I always tell folks, I'm like, when you see people always walking, always on the move, they not there to have fun. They working. You got to work being in New York, man. New York is one of the workingest areas in the world. Okay. Okay. Like them folks say, where you going? We off to work in a meeting. I'm like, God dang, can we chill? Nope, no time. But look, my friend, I want to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I want to talk more on just your career, man. You started a music publishing company. Business owner, still educator, author. There's so much more I want to talk with you, man. So do not go anywhere, y'all. I am joining with the one and only Mr. Jameel McKanstry. Look, you are tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Joining me is our special guest, Mr. Jameel McKanstry, singer, songwriter, all around just extremely talented person. This man said, at a young age, this man was learning how to, sing in Italian, German, this, that, and the other. His first song that he sung live at 5 was Over the Rainbow. I'm just saying, for those who non-singing folks like myself, you a little upset, but it's okay. It's okay. Never give up on that dream. Never give up on that dream. But look, my friend, you have done so many remarkable things. But you do have an amazing story. As I mentioned, you are a published author. In 2022, you published a book titled "Surviving COVID-19." Man, how was that? What was the thought process behind writing that book?
Yeah, man. So with dealing with COVID, man, it was a rough time for sure. And I had grown accustomed to my wife and I just doing life together. So if I was in the hospital, she was there. She was able to be there. But with COVID, you had to be alone. And that was like the really like the tough part about this for sure. And so some time had passed. I want to say a year later, I started writing the book, and this idea came to me, and it was like a fire. I just started writing, and I couldn't stop. And so the book is not long, but like, really, I just, kind of poured out my heart and just really that experience. And the people that I met along the way, the doctors and nurses that really took care of me and made sure that I was okay. Um,
Mm, mm.
yeah, it was that. And then, the coming home and being taken care of by my wife and my family and all that kind of stuff. It was that, man. So it's a roller coaster of emotions, just like life. And so
Mhm.
it's laughter, it's tears, it's all of it.
I couldn't imagine, because actually, because I mentioned I had family in the city, and I had a cousin that was also, she was in the hospital for a long time. She, I want to say, lived in uh worked in Manhattan, lived in Staten Island, something like that. And so the transportation, I mean, living in New York, I mean, you're cooped up like a bunch of sardines at all times, whether if it's through the subway, taxis, walking out. I mean, it's tight. It's really tight. So that's why it was one of the most uh, 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 attacked cities and areas during that pandemic. Um, also, bro, I seen your on your social media, you have single dad and widower. If you don't mind sharing that that part of your story to the audience, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course, man. It's a part of my story for sure. And so, like I told you, when I came home from COVID, like, my wife was taking care of me and all that. So the end of 2020, we started her journey.
Hmm.
We found out that she had cancer.
Wow.
She had stage 4 cancer. So when we found out, it was stage 4.
Mm, mm,
So it was that, man. It was a long journey. 3 years. She battled 3 years, and one thing I will say is that even though she was dying, she didn't stop living, and so
mm,
she had to
mm.
make all the memories. Like, during her bout with cancer, that's when we took the best trips. That's when we went to Hawaii while she was doing her bout with cancer, because she thankfully she was able to be strong enough to do it. But yeah, we took trips, we made memories, we took lots of pictures and all the things. But yeah, that's like I said, even though she was clearly dying, she did not stop living.
That's beautiful. How was the process? How was the process? Being now, a single father, in America, right? I mean, it's not easy being being a black man as well. I mean, I know that it has to be some moments where it's like, oh man, this is a struggle. Have you ever had those moments where it's like, Lord, I need you at this point? Any advice you can share for folks might be going through the same situation?
Yeah, man. Many days. It's a lot. It is a lot. It was a lot for both of us, having a two-parent household. Kids are,
Mm,
Summer and I used to joke all the time. We're like, I don't know how single parents do this. Like, how do you do this by yourself? Like, I'm struggling, like, and it's both of us. So
mhm,
um, little did I know it's gonna be me. Uh,
mhm.
but here we are. But you lean on your community. I'm thankful. Like, I don't have any family here, and so my
Mm,
friends have really just had to become my chosen family. And so
mm,
I
mm,
have a few close friends that have, like, become uncles and aunties that will support and step in to fill in the gaps, because I do work a lot. I do a lot of different things, because I've been given a lot, and my kids
mhm.
understand that. And so, if they can't come with me, then I have someone that stays with them. And so, yeah, it's that, man. But yeah, sometimes it's a lot, and then also
Yeah.
therapy is a thing. You know,
Hey, and thank you for speaking out to that, because and I feel as though specifically in the black community, especially us men, we look at therapy as a sign of weakness, and I don't know why, because it's going to be a long conversation of uh what it is, what is it really like being a man? What does that really mean? Like, oh, be a man, man up, man up. What does that really mean per se, right? It's like, why are we putting this, installing this into our spirit, knowing that it's okay to ask for help, it's okay to ask for assistance. And again, I just say, in today's society, right, in today's current status of the world, it's more important than ever. I mean, it's more important. You know, everything we can see through the lens of our TV screens, through programming, through it's so many distractions that can put us in a dark place. So you definitely it comes in handy having that moment to take care of your health, but also your mental health too. I mean, people say, okay, I exercise, I eat right, I do this, I'm good. But how's the ticker upstairs doing? You know what I mean? So I appreciate you speaking out about that.
For sure.
So look, man, you have, as I mentioned earlier, you have a new song. Let's talk about your music, man. Let's talk about this song, Holy. Where was the idea? Where was this? Is this a cover of the original Holy?
Yeah. So it's the arrangement of the hymn.
Okay. So why this song? Out of all the amazing hymns, why this song?
So I'm doing an EP of hymns.
Okay.
Full project, and this really started. So before Summer, my wife, before she passed, she's like, if you're strong enough, like if you can do it, I want you to sing for my service. So I'm like, okay. And so I did, and one of my my former praise and worship leader, she caught like video of it, and so we posted it, and like just seeing people's like reaction and like responses to just being in that moment and experiencing that, hearing it from me, it really inspired me to say maybe there's something here to do a larger thing. Because this was not on, like the people say, this is not on my bingo card. I was not expecting this at all. Just in life, I write music. Like we talked before about Music Unlimited. So I write for other people. That's been the thing that I've been doing since probably 2020.
Wow.
But, yeah. And so now to be the artist is a different walk. It's a different thing. So this song I chose because I love it, and the arrangement is inspired by Take Six. I'm sure you heard that.
Yeah.
In the background vocals, that's not all me. It's two amazing singers, Jarrett Johnson out of Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, and Armand Hutton out of Tennessee. Just two amazing vocalists. They've done BGV work for the people. They've sung with Take Six and arranged this and arranged that. So they are just incredible. And so when I was speaking to Jared about the arrangement for the song, he was like, okay, this is for your wife. He knows the story. He knows the things. He's also a brother of Alpha Phi Alpha. Like we want to make this like like heaven opening up, and we wanted to sound like heaven. And I say mission accomplished because they did an amazing job.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. So you said you're doing a variety of EPs that are hymns. What is your favorite? Might I ask? What's your favorite hymn?
My favorite hymn? God, that's a great question. I don't know. Let's see. I for this project, so I'm doing 4 hymns. I'd have to say "To God Be the Glory." Okay, that's my next single, by the way.
That is a good one. I'm over here backtracking. I'm like, what is some? Okay, that is a really good one.
Yeah. And then you said one earlier. That's another one of mine. Great is Thy faithfulness. That's it's so fun. It's so funny because look, just think about it, making my eyes sweat. Like it's just a song. It's a song that just always I could listen to it 24/7. I'm like, it will never be a dry eye. And it was funny because when my wife and I were dating, and even earlier in our marriage, like she never really saw like an emotional side. Maybe at our wedding, but she was always like, "Say, it's okay to cry." I'm like, "Oh, man, I ain't crying. It's just these allergies, man. It's pollen season." I always try to But I always tell her, like, when I do have my moment, man, I'm telling you, I said that song will always
gets to me. It's just, I mean, it's just powerful lyrics. I think the lyrics is what really I always will focus on. You also have a project, man, Jameel and Friends, man. Talk a little bit more about Jameel and Friends.
Man, that came about like in November of this past year.
Wow.
And I'll have to tell you the story. So one of my best friends, we're walking from church,
Mhm.
and we walk to Central Park, and so he passes this restaurant. It's called Alki Cafe.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Alki, for Alki Boulan.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, go in, and he gets some beverages to go.
Mhm.
We go to the playground. My youngest, he plays in the playground. We're like, okay, we're hungry. Well, maybe we go back to the spot. We go back to the spot, and we sit and sing, sit and eat, and
Mhm.
there's like a live band playing. And of course, being a singer, like I'm like humming along with the guy hears me. He's like, "Oh, you gotta sing, you gotta sing." I ended up singing, and the owner sees me afterwards, and she's like, "No, I want you to come here and do that. You gotta do this. You gotta do this." And from that day to this one, that's how this started. It's a monthly show that I do, Jameel and Friends, and I'm so thankful for my people, my team,
Mhm.
Tamia, Jory, Josh, Sterling, and my
Wow.
good friend Manny. These are the people that do this with me on a consistent basis, and they're amazing. They are.
How awesome is that? Because see, I'm telling you, man, it's that person heard that voice is like so it's a monthly venue at that restaurant. Have you decided to say, hey, look, we want to kind of stretch this around the New York City? Have that's been talked about, or an idea
Oh,
possibly about?
we're open. We're open and available for booking. Book us. Book us. Okay, we are open and available. Oh,
I
and
know that's right.
cue the DJ. So I have a live band and a DJ for this event for Jameel and Friends. And so I said, let me not forget the DJ. Cue the DJ.
That is awesome. That is awesome because I know because see when it comes to great restaurants, I mean there's so many. Again, I'm always if I'm visiting family, I always gotta I'm always in the city hanging around there. But I love Harlem, right? Melba's. I love Red Rooster. I love oh come on now oh man I'm blanking on another restaurant. But when I'm
Sylvia's.
you said what? Sylvia's. Yeah, Sylvia's. That's right. Um, um, that's right, because I think what's the backstory? I think Melba's is like Sylvia's was Melba's aunt, actually. So
Okay.
it's some or cousin. There's relations with that because yeah, I've been to Sylvia's. I haven't been to Melba's. Nope. We have a mutual friend. Fun fact. We have a mutual friend and we just follow each other through social media. But I see she's doing great stuff within the city. But like Red Rooster, I know they do like live music. I think on
Yeah.
the downstairs floor, I think it's like a little club, but the food's awesome.
Yep.
There's so many great restaurants again in the city. But yeah, man, that is so cool. I love that Jamel and Friends. And you heard it there. He said the man said, "Oh, book us. Y'all heard it here, folks.
Yes.
Book them, please. Book them." Look, man, I got you for a little about 10 minutes left. I want to have some fun with you, man. When it comes to, do you have a favorite music genre? If you have to pick your favorite music genre, what genre would it be? And if so, within that genre, who's your favorite artist?
Oh God.
Oh, we gonna have some fun. We gonna have some fun, Jamie. You thought this one, man.
I can't say a favorite artist, but I'll say R&B.
Okay, R&B. So,
Yeah.
okay, okay. In music in general, if you have a top 3 or top 5 favorite
Top 5
artists.
vocalists. Okay.
Yes. Let's go let's go vocalist. Yes, absolutely. I love this. Please, let's go vocalist.
All right, cool.
Because I can't sing, but I feel as though I have a good ear for good singing.
I'm not there's no order. I
Okay.
can't put an order.
Okay.
I'll say Luther Vandross,
Okay.
Donny Hathaway, Whitney Houston.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah. And this last one is hard. The last one is hard. Man,
It could be well. Okay, so what?
I might have to leave it there for now.
As far as newer genre or newer age, as far as like just artists now, when it comes to vocal wise, who are some of your favorites that you're tuning into? Or you can always say, I always got to go to their concert. I always get a, I get a show.
I'm a Beyonce fan. I love Beyonce.
That's a concert. See the way the bank account is looking, I gotta check it in the savings. When I see them Beyonce ticket prices, bro. When I see them prices, I say, you know what? This gonna be on movie, right? Max, I will be in concert then. Okay, I will see it in the man. Let me tell you something. I would love to go to Beyonce concert though. I
went. And you know what's crazy? I dropped a stack.
I could imagine.
And it was crazy, bro. It was July of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And it was July was a terrible month for us, like for my family. So July, my father had passed. July, we got in a car accident. Our car was totaled.
Oh man!
It says I was like, you know what? I'm happy that we're able to have this moment. So our anniversary was also in July. July 28th. And so the concert was like the 27th or 29th, somewhere in there. So we went to the concert, me and my wife, and that's like one of the last like big experiences that we had together.
Wow!
So glad that I was able to take her to that. And so as soon as the concert started, Beyonce started the concert with because my wife, she wasn't a fan of Renaissance. Don't tell nobody. But she didn't like Renaissance. I loved it. But Beyonce started it with "Dangerously in Love," her favorite song. Her favorite song.
Beyonce, people fall asleep on Beyonce. I always will say Beyonce's voice has always been the same, and I always respect artists that have been doing it for so long that still has a strong voice. Like to me, Stevie Wonder. I mean, his voice is like, obviously he's getting older, but his it's like he never stops. Smokey Robinson. I mean, it's just like a lot of the older, their voice is still very strong, and I'm just like, what do you do? I mean, obviously everybody loves Patty. I took my mom, my wife, and my two aunts to a Patty concert once, and Patty was, she was up there. I think she. I'm gonna just say Patty is a legend. Let's be honest, she is a true icon.
Yes.
Oh, I love Patty. But when you yell for years or when you hit them notes for a long time, it take a I mean, Mariah Carey kind of takes it easy, but still has a beautiful voice and one of the legends. My wife, the last concert I know we went to was a oh gosh, well it was Maxwell was headlining it, but really my wife wanted to see Jasmine Sullivan. That voice, I love the neo soul, right? So like one of my favorites is like Lauryn Hill. I just saw a clip when she performed at Roberta Flack's funeral.
Yeah,
over, which I think the funeral was in New York. I think it was in New York City, if I'm not mistaken.
Harlem at Abyssinia.
That's right.
Ain't nobody called me about that, but we will talk about that later. I was like,
ain't nobody hit you up, man.
And I'm looking, I'm like, you there, and like,
bro. Let me tell you something. My family here had hit up cousin. They said, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be at such and such." Oh yeah, I remember that because my family growing up, my mom and aunt, they lived in Queens, but they went to church in Harlem. Okay. I believe it. They went to church in Harlem. So it's just they always tell me so many great stories. But yeah, it's just like Lauryn Hill voice, timeless. I mean, it's just she sung that song. But to add all that stuff, man, R&B is my ultimate. I love music. I love all sorts of genres. But yeah, R&B. Chris Stapleton's not R&B, but he's one of my favorite vocalists right now. There's a gentleman named Alan Stone. I don't know if you've heard. Long hippie hair. He actually, man, that was our wedding song. I think "I Will Give You Blue" was actually it.
Really?
Man, oh my goodness, the man is a great artist. I know everybody loves Teddy Swims. Teddy Swims can sing too, but it was him and Alan that really they worked together, and it was like I love it. I love it. It's just, I love music, man. And I will say, Ben, you, sir, are one of those amazing artists that I will continue to support. And after listening to this single, man, please keep us posted. You have an amazing voice, amazing talent, amazing gift. A true, I mean, listen, you are one of the reason why I enjoy doing this program, because I get to have conversations with so many prolific and profound individuals from the world of for so many different aisles, from music, from entertainment, from sports, you name it. And so, man, I truly appreciate this convo. Man, how are ways our listeners and viewers can continue to support you, follow up with all the great stuff that you have going on, and where can they find access to this new single?
Yes, sir. So I put my my handle there, Jameel McKanstry. I'm there on all platforms, so you can find me there. And there's a link tree in my IG that has my single there, and tickets to Jameel and Friends. The next one is happening April 6th here in Harlem.
Love it, love it, love it. My friend, look, don't go anywhere. I want to chop it up with you for just a couple minutes, if that's okay. But
Absolutely.
I truly appreciate you, man, taking the time out your busy schedule. I enjoy the conversation. Do not be a stranger here on the program. And I know we'll be crossing paths sometime very soon. Yeah, man, I'm excited for what's there to come, as far as for just for the music career. I can't wait to hear the new hymns you got coming out soon. And
Yes.
next time I'm in Harlem, I gotta see Jameel and Friends. I gotta see.
Come on, come on.
I need to come down. I'm gonna take the train or something.
Look, I tell you, the last one we had people come from Texas. People came from
Wow.
A girl drove from Virginia. It's a whole thing. They came to see Josh Williams. I gotta hook you up with Josh Williams.
Okay.
One of my best friends. Yeah.
That is awesome. That is all. Well, again, look, when people hear the talent, they're like, "Oh no, I gotta come. I'm coming here. I'm coming here." And I know my family now. We always like saying, "Look, we gotta head back to," because we go to New York. Honestly, man, I would say multiple times a month. I think COVID kind of slowed everybody's period down, and then it's just been kind of back and forth. But
Yeah.
no, definitely have to connect while we're in the city and go see one of those amazing shows, man. But look, as like I mentioned before, don't go anywhere. We're gonna chop it up a little bit after the program. But once again, y'all, Mr. Jameel McKanstry, his handle is at Jameel McKanstry, where everyone can find out about tickets and how to get your new single. Just want to make sure I got that out.
Yeah,
Perfect. All right, man. Peace and blessings.
Likewise, bro.
Look, my friends, I hope y'all enjoyed another great conversation here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I know I did. When it comes to music and just great stories and a great testimony, man, that's one thing I think we all we really need, is just the perseverance of never giving up. Just it was so many parts within that conversation when it came to, hey, look, my parents believed in a dream that I had since I was a little kid. At 5, I said, look, let me go ahead and sing Over the Rainbow. They believed in my dream. They pursued that. And now look where it took me to. Florida State, New York, playing in front of amazing crowds, at getting responses from business owners saying, I think you need to have a residency here in my restaurant. I mean, the sky's the limit. And then also speaking about perseverance when you have maybe like a sad time within your life. Don't ever give up. Stay uplifted, stay happy, stay positive. You got to keep that momentum going, y'all. You have to keep that momentum going. But as always, my friends, I hope y'all enjoyed another great convo here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do me a favor, continue to support the program. Tune in Monday through Fridays, available on all digital and streaming platforms. Be sure to download the GOATverse TV app today. It's free today. The App Store, Google Play Store, what's my say? Oh, Roku and Amazon Fire. You can tune into the program, available on all major podcast platforms, as well as on the radio airwaves of WDJY 99.1 FM, straight talk out of the Metro Atlanta area. Peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all take care. I will see you next time for another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show.